Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is a new What If series. I know I've been making so many new ones, but I just want to make my own twist before someone else makes this What If. Well, someone else already did, and that is Anime X. I will make sure to actually give proof that I asked him, and every time every time I ask him, he's a real cool guy. All he says is just take a different approach to it, or people are going to say you copied me and that. Bro, he's a real cool guy. Go subscribe to him if you're not subscribed to him. Let's get him to 100k by the end of this year. Even though I'm not even on 10k yet. Yeah, anyways. He was a really good wife YouTuber. I'm not sure what's happening to him, but he's been making interesting videos. I'm not gonna lie, they're not. I don't enjoy them as much as his what ifs, but they're enjoyable enough. So, well, what I mean by enough, they're really good. But I really like his what if series better instead of the new ones, the new type of videos. But it is what it is. It's his channel. He can decide. So this is what if Naruto adopted. I mean, no. What if Itachi adopted or / kidnapped Naruto? I'll say the kidnapped, so not everyone will say I copied him, but it's mostly I got this idea from him, and I'm going to try to I'll change the title just in case someone says I copied. But the only thing that I'm gonna have to do is really that I have to. It's not really copy. It's more like well, it is kind of copying because I'm just trying to make an excuse since I don't know how to start the what if off. So the the beginning will be a lot similar to his, pretty much copied, not word by word, but it will be similar. And the rest of it, I don't know how he finished it. I know up to part, I believe 3, but mine's not gonna be like his. It's gonna be much more different, a bit less brutal, but it is what it is. So let's get right into it. So Naruto is 4, and I don't know what ship I could do, but I'll just say that he still saved Hinata, and he actually one day got lost, and at night he was walking around this little part of the village, not little, pretty big, and he was actually really lost, and he was crying. No one was out at that time. He was just playing around, running around the village at night since he couldn't sleep, and now he's lost. And he was crying. All the lights are off, not the street lights. He was crying and walking around the little part of the village. Well, not little, pretty big. And he actually bumped into someone who was looking down on him, and who he saw, it was actually Itachi. And and Naruto actually started crying, and I believe Itachi is only like 3 years older than, so not pretty tall, taller than him definitely. Itachi was like around 7 or maybe 8, 7, 8, and he saw Naruto, and Naruto started crying because he was really scared. Itachi didn't look too kind at that moment, but then he smiled at Naruto and said, picked him up and says, "What are you doing here, little guy?" And Naruto was like, "I'm lost. I don't know where I am," while crying, shedding tears. And Itachi's like, "Don't worry. What's your name?" And Naruto's like, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki." And then his tummy rumbles, yeah, and Itachi's like, "I guess you're hungry. Where are your parents?" And Naruto's like, I don't have any." And Itachi felt really sad for Naruto because Naruto was lost. He has no parents and he's hungry. He's an orphan. And then he's like, "Where do you live?" And Naruto's like, "I'm not sure, but I can find it if I find the Hokage office. I don't know where it is though. I can't see it." And Itachi's like, "I'll take you there. Don't worry. But let me give you something to eat first. I'm sure you're hungry." And Naruto's like, "Are you sure, mister?" And Itachi's like, "Just call me Itachi. There's no need to call, and please drop the mister." And Naruto's like, "Alright, Itachi." And yeah, so Naruto actually goes to Itachi's home. Yeah, not Itachi's home, more like Sasuke's. Not even Sasuke's. Fugaku's. Yeah, and Fugaku was still awake. also his wife, and Sasuke went to sleep. It was around like, it wasn't too late, but it was around like 11, and most people went to sleep by then. Um, don't ask me why. I know most people don't. Well, most people that I know don't go sleep at 11, around like 1. But I'll just say that they were asleep. Maybe they had work or something. I don't know, bro. So Naruto walks in. Well, Itachi walks in and says, "We have a guest, mother, father. We have a guest." And basically, Itachi's mom actually looks out and sees Naruto, and he sees Naruto and Itachi, and what she notices is that Naruto had the same look as Kushina. Not how he looked, just how he looked at Naruto, and Naruto looked back at her. It was the same look, and Itachi's mom, I forgot her name. Let me quickly get that before I get confused. So I got the name. Took me 30. I'm joking. I just got carried away with the video. So Mikoto, she was like, "Whoa, is that who I think it is?" And Mikoto can see Minato and Kushina, and I don't know who I don't know who Kushina did it with, but she can see all of them in there, and she's like, "Wait, I know this kid. I've never seen him, but I know his parents. I'm not gonna tell him though. I don't know why she would do that, but she's like, oh, you must be Naruto, right?" And Naruto's like, "Wait, you know about me?" And Mikoto's like, "Oh, sorry, I just heard about you. That's it. I walked past you once, and people were calling you Naruto the Demon. I don't know why." And that's true. She did hear that. And Naruto looked down and says, "Yeah, I don't know why." And she's like, "No problem." And then Itachi tells her that he was lost and he was crying, so he wanted to help him get home, and Naruto was hungry, so he brought him home with him. And Mikoto's like, "Didn't you eat at home tonight?" And Naruto's like, "Well, I did, but it was just a pot of instant ramen." And Mikoto's like, "Why would you just have instant ramen?" And Naruto's like, "I didn't have enough money to buy lunch today, and I wanted to save it for dinner and go to sleep, but I couldn't, so I went out and had a walk and got lost." And Mikoto's like, "Don't worry, I'll cook something up in a minute." And Naruto and Itachi actually went into the living room, where Itachi introduced Naruto to Fugaku, and Fugaku's like, "Itachi, who is this, my boy?" And Itachi's that "This is Naruto's father. He was lost, so I'm trying to help him." And Fugaku is not stupid, and he's like, "I can see something in him. I can see someone in him. He must be the fourth. He must be the fourth son." And Fugaku's like, "Hey kid, where are your parents?" And Naruto's like, "I don't have any." And this actually gave, well, actually confirmed Fugaku that this is actually Minato's kid. And he's like, "Well, have you ever met them?" And Naruto's like, "No, I've always lived alone. I never." And Fugaku's like, "I see. Well, you must have had a hard life till now. Anyway, eat up and go home before it gets too late. You don't wanna I don't know what did I do. I messed up the script." And I'll say, "You don't want to miss school tomorrow, do you?" And Naruto's like, "There is no school. I don't go to the academy yet." And Fugaku's like, "Oh, so you want to become a ninja, I see." And Naruto's like, "Yes, sir." And Fugaku's like, "Oh, I wonder, how old are you?" And Naruto answers him, "I'm 4. And then he's like, "Oh, you're the same age as Sasuke." And Naruto did hear about Sasuke, and around saying that, he must be the Uchiha clan's leader son. And Naruto then says, "Oh, you must be the Uchiha clan's leader, right?" And Fugaku's like, "Oh, so you've heard of me?" And Naruto's like, "Yeah, I heard of you around." And even Sasuke, they were talking about how how much of a prodigy he will be. And Fugaku is like, yeah, he's not that great, not as great as Itachi at least. And Naruto says, Itachi, wait, what do you mean, sir? And Fugaku goes on rambling about his son's abilities and everything, and how strong he is. And Naruto looks at Sasuke all amazed, and he's like, whoa, you're so strong. I wish I was as strong as you, but there is no one to help me. And Itachi is like, you can do this, Naruto, and in fact I can help you sometimes if you come around again. And Naruto's like, yeah, sure. And then Mikoto comes in with some food, and Naruto eats up and goes home. So the next day Naruto actually came around, and I'll say that was Itachi's day off, and Naruto actually asked Itachi if he can train him, and Itachi was actually up for it. And same also Sasuke trained as well. Sasuke did ask Itachi in the morning, and Itachi's like, yeah, sure, but there will be an extra person with us. And Sasuke thought it was going to be Shisui, but in the end it was Naruto. And Sasuke did see him and did feel sorry for Naruto sometimes, because once he saw he did nothing and still got pushed, shoved, even kicked. And he felt sad for Naruto because he did absolutely nothing and still got kind of annihilated there. I'm joking, but still, he still got abused for doing literally nothing. He was breathing, and he got abused for it. So Sasuke really didn't mind him, and yeah, this went on for another 4 years. Naruto coming along to train with Sasuke, and Naruto actually knew the Shuriken Jutsu, you know, the Uchiha style one, and Naruto actually learned it real good. Remember, something I've never actually thought of. Naruto was an actual prodigy from the beginning, but he just didn't have the resources. My friend actually watched a video of mine, and he actually pointed that out to me, saying that he was a prodigy. He just never had the resources to actually show that he was one. And Naruto, and I understood. So Naruto here actually has the resources. Fugaku even trained him once or twice. Even Mikoto was an actual good kunoichi, and she was training him as well. Of course Sasuke trained as well. Naruto and Sasuke are actually on the same level of strength, and by this time the kudeta was already being planned, and Itachi still went on the Leaf side. And yeah, Naruto and Sasuke started the academy. Naruto actually goes to Sasuke's home a lot these days, and Mikoto and Fugaku treat Naruto as he was their own son. And Naruto is really happy. He thinks of them as family, but Naruto never really Mikoto and Fugaku did want to adopt Naruto multiple times in multiple occasions, but Naruto always said, I don't feel like I'm worthy or I deserve being adopted, and you guys are the best. I've never met anyone like you guys, but I don't feel like I should interfere with your own family. And Mikoto and Fugaku accepted it after like 6 times of trying and always failing, because Naruto was always too modest and everything. Yeah, Naruto's actually good manners here. And just saying, Naruto's actually an OP prodigy. Man, yo, this guy's on a maddest, just saying. He got his taijutsu is even stronger than Sasuke's. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, my guy, he can do the Lion's Barrage. He's already like, he's more like an Itachi prodigy. And just saying, he already knows how to use some wind style jutsus and water style jutsus and lightning style jutsus. Sasuke can actually knows the lightning stream and the fire ball jutsu, and that's pretty much it. Naruto knows the wind gale palm, the wind hurricane, the water not the water shockwave, the water wave, the lightning stream, also the that's pretty much it. Naruto was actually trying to learn the water prison, but always failed. He still has the scroll. Itachi procured it for him, and he always failed it, but he was actually getting real close by the start of the academy. And once he started, his training actually went down a bit, since they didn't have as much time as once they were kids. Now they have to spend like 6 hours of their training time. Usually they train from morning to all the way evening. Yeah, so they don't have that much time now. It's afternoon to evenings. So just saying, Naruto and Sasuke are literally best friends. They think of themselves as brothers, but they know they're not. So the best friends, the best of friends. So Naruto, once he did start the academy, always was with Sasuke, and Sasuke did get into the little friend group of Naruto. You know, Shikamaru, Choji, and Naruto. Now it's actually Sasuke as well. So yeah, I know this is just backstory to back up this what if, but be sure this will be a real long what if. I know you guys have been waiting for a long what if for a while, in fact, and I have noted that you guys want a longer what if. So this will be more than half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, maybe an hour. You don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it could even be 30 minutes. You never know how I feel in 15 minutes. So Naruto, one day while Naruto and Sasuke were coming back from training, they actually came back real late, like around 10 o'clock, and this was the Uchiha massacre, just saying. So once they came in, Naruto doesn't live with them, but he just wanted to say hello to Fugaku and Mikoto, and they always say, whatever you do, come for dinner and then you can go home. And Naruto's like, alright. And yeah, they loved Naruto, just saying. They actually thought of him as a son, even though the Uchiha clan hated Minato. They can't really hate his son because he's just a kid. He doesn't even know he's the fourth son. And Itachi did tell the third Hokage, and the third Hokage is like, it's fine, it's just better for Naruto, but please. And then basically he tells Itachi about Naruto, the S-rank secret about Naruto's parents, and he tells his parents, and they believe him, of course, because Itachi wouldn't lie to them, and they understand that they cannot tell Naruto about his true parents, but they do try to hint it sometimes. But then Itachi just doesn't glare at them. He just looks at them and just gives them a fake smile, indicating that they shouldn't, and they're like, alright. So Fugaku actually came to a point that he actually forgave the fourth Hokage, but he didn't really hate him. It was mostly just the other clan.
Have you always wanted to play the game?
What is this? Other clan members. Don't ask me what that was. I don't know. I feel like it was an ad. It came up as an ad. I don't know why. If you guys heard it, you heard it. If you didn't, it's fine. I'm just rambling now. So they came back, and none of the lights were on from afar. They couldn't see the lights on. And once they actually entered the little Uchiha place where they lived, you know how they got sent to the outskirts of the village, they actually saw a hella lot of not Itachi's, Uchiha's on the floor bleeding. Naruto says, wait, Sasuke, wait, try to release. And just saying, Naruto and Sasuke do know how to release now, by now, and they tried to release to check if it's a genjutsu, and it was not. So they actually went up to them and saw, tried to shake them awake, but then they saw that some of them were they had a deep wound on the neck, or sliced through the chest, or maybe their dicks cut off. No, I'm joking. So Naruto and Sasuke ran to Sasuke's home, and they saw Fugaku's and Mikoto's dead body, and Naruto's Sasuke was actually paralyzed, and Naruto's like, just why? Older brother Itachi. Yes, Naruto calls him older brother as well. And Itachi's like, it was to test my strength, Naruto. I'm sorry, younger brother Sasuke, but this had to be done. And I guess I was just the strongest Uchiha out of all of them. And then literally, you know, once those cool anime characters where they have a sword, once they slash someone, they just swing it to get the blood off. Yes, Itachi does that to piss off Naruto. and it actually kind of worked. Naruto already had the chroma eyes. He wasn't in the cloak. He was just pissed and sad at the same time, with tears in his eyes. Naruto wanted to attack Itachi, and Sasuke was just paralyzed. Then what happened is that Naruto actually couldn't touch Itachi. Itachi is on a level that Naruto cannot even fathom. I think Itachi was around like 12 here. Yeah, he was around 12, 13. 12, 13, maybe 14. I'll say 13. And he was actually able to knock out Naruto with a chop to the neck. And that's when Sasuke realized that if he doesn't do something, Naruto will get killed. And then Itachi actually looks at Sasuke. And what happens is that Sasuke gets put in the Genjutsu where he sees Itachi punching him and making him fall on the ground. And then actually shoving his little sword into Naruto's head, and then start slicing his body parts. And this went on for like 3 days until, and Sasuke, well, 3 seconds of course, and then Sasuke looked at Itachi and says, "Why, Itachi?" And Itachi's like, "This is all to test my strength." And he can see Naruto's body is like next to Mikoto's and Fugaku's, and there was a lot of blood around it, so he couldn't really tell if Naruto was dead or not. And yeah, so Sasuke actually awakened his Sharingan. He's one of them already had two Tomoe, and one of the other one was just one. And that's only because Sasuke is way stronger. Like, I mean, way stronger. He's more like nearly late Genin level, like nearly. If he had the Chidori and maybe a bit more experience, he'd be Chunin level. Yeah, so right now he's more like, he can take out he is Chunin level, to be honest. He can take out the demon brothers already, but his durability is really weak and his stamina is really short. And just saying, Naruto, I mean Itachi, before he leaves, he takes Naruto with him, and this is where the story will actually start. And yes, it did take like 20 minutes to get 22 minutes in fact to get to this point. So now the story will really begin, and this first part is more about the backstory on how Naruto and how Itachi adopted Naruto. And then 3 days have passed, and Naruto actually woke up in, I'll say, a mountain, well, in a cottage near a mountain, and he sees Itachi actually putting the firewood. It was around September when this happened. I don't know when the Uchiha massacre happened, I'm not sure, but I'll just say around September. And Itachi was throwing wood on the fire and looks back and smiles at Naruto, says, "Naruto, you're awake. It's been 3 days." And Naruto's rage just came back, and basically he didn't go into the chroma eyes mode. He just tried to blitz Itachi, and Itachi stopped it. And Itachi says, "Naruto, I can explain. Wait." And Naruto can see that Itachi's smile is true, and it's literally the same smile that he's been seeing for the past 4 years after Itachi actually picking him up on that night and becoming friends with him. Well, now his older brother, now about to be his father. Anyway, Naruto. Well, Itachi. What he did is he actually allowed Naruto. Well, no. What Itachi told Naruto everything, and Naruto actually kind of cried, saying that it's all because of Danzo and you didn't do anything. Yeah, so Itachi says it's fine as long as Sasuke is alright. It's all fine by me. And Naruto says, "You really do love Sasuke, don't you?" And kinda has a sad look on his face that Itachi loves Sasuke way more than him, but that's kind of normal. But the thing is, Itachi actually says, "No, I love you both equally," and how I'm going to show it to you is that I will adopt you. And Naruto's like, "Wait, what?" And Itachi's like, "Yeah, no questions asked." And just saying, what Itachi did is that he took out Fugaku's eyes because he doesn't want Toby, the guy that helped him out. He took his parents' eyes. He knew that Fugaku has the Mangekyo Sharingan, so he said that these might come in handy. He doesn't want Toby to take them in case he takes them and yeah, shit goes down. Anyway, Naruto is told that he will train Naruto himself, and Naruto's like, but why? And Itachi is like, there is a reason to everything, Naruto. You're a Jinchuriki of you are the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. And Naruto's like, wait, what? And Itachi actually, Naruto has tears in his eyes and says, but. And the Itachi explains to him by hugging him that it's fine now. The villagers won't hate him anymore since he's not in it. And Naruto's like, but you must hate me, don't you? And Itachi's like, why would I hate you? You're my younger brother, now my son. And Naruto's like, oh, alright, Itachi. And Itachi's like, yes, just keep calling me Itachi, not father. Sounds weird. Anyway, then Itachi continues by saying, I will help you master the strength inside of you, and also the potential of that you have. You will become one of the strongest shinobi known to this world, maybe even the strongest. I see more potential in you than Sasuke himself, but it doesn't mean Sasuke won't be a rival to you. And Naruto understands and says, alright, can we start now? And Itachi's like, yeah, we will start from tomorrow, not now though. And the next day, it was like around morning, and what Itachi did is that he's saying that Itachi said that you will be fighting one of my clones until you destroy it. Otherwise, you won't be coming back. As soon as you destroy it, I'll come and pick you up. And well, Itachi really doesn't leave. He just watches Naruto in case someone attacks. You never know. The villages, I mean, the nations are still not in peace. They're actually still at war. Well, not at war, but you know what I mean. They're not in a peace treaty. They're literally they want each other's heads. So Naruto is trying to actually destroy the Itachi clone, and Itachi can actually see that Naruto's taijutsu and ninjutsu has improved a lot, and Naruto actually has much faster and much he's more faster, and he has more finesse with his taijutsu. He's more like I'll say Naruto after Jiraiya training him in taijutsu level already. Yes, that's how much of a prodigy Naruto would be if he just had the resources. And Naruto actually gets a lucky blow in the Itachi clone. Itachi just slipped up. Well, the clone slipped up a bit, and Naruto actually got a lucky blow in. He roundhouse kicked Itachi, the clone, and then Naruto actually said he actually said Shadow Kunai Jutsu, and Itachi was like, wait, what? And then the Itachi clone actually was able to dodge most of them by getting rid of them with a sword. And then what Naruto did is that he says, I'm not done. Shuriken, Shadow Clone, and those were able to beat Itachi. And just saying, Itachi is not currently in the land of waves. Itachi is actually away from them. He doesn't want. He actually, what he did with Toby is that he didn't make an offer to join Toby. What he did is actually, since Naruto, the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, isn't in the Leaf Village anymore, he said, I'll give you I'll let you keep all the Uchiha eyes if you help me. And Toby actually, well, Obito accepted this. He's like, sure, why not? But in the original, of course, Toby actually took the eyes anyway, because Itachi never really mentioned it. And hey, Itachi did mention it because he doesn't want to leave Naruto alone. And Itachi could have really stayed in the village if he just explained it to Sasuke. And Naruto's like, Itachi, you have to tell Sasuke about this. And Itachi says, sure, I will tell him one day. Don't worry, Naruto. And then Itachi actually starts coughing a bit, and Itachi tried to hide the blood, but he didn't notice that he had a bit on his lip. And Naruto's like, wait, Itachi, are you ill? And Itachi's like, alright, I'll tell you. And Naruto's like, we need to get you to a medic. And Itachi's like, it's fine, it will heal on its own. And just saying, I will make Itachi survive this. Naruto will find a way. Shush. Anyway, I don't want anyone to be like, no, Itachi has to die. I don't like Itachi. Yeah, I don't want any of Itachi haters, bro. Like, if you're an Itachi hater, bro, like, I don't know how you like Naruto. If you don't like Itachi, how you gonna like Naruto? Look how much Itachi had to go through just to protect Sasuke. So anyway, I don't want to go into fanboy mode. So Naruto, for the next 4 years, Naruto's training regimen was actually from 8 a.m. all the way to 12 p.m. Has lunch, then from 1 p.m. all the way to 10 p.m. has dinner, go sleep at 11. Yeah, that's his training regimen. And Naruto is learning ninja techniques. Itachi actually, what he did is that he took the scroll of sealing, actually wrote some down, and also took a ton of jutsu scrolls, A rank, S ranks, B ranks, C ranks, all of the ones he could find, and actually wrote them down before the Hokage noticed him. And then he left with the scrolls in a bigger scroll where he actually kept them all in. And Itachi's that, alright, I have enough for Naruto and me to learn. So yeah, Itachi did write the Rasengan. He wrote the, I don't know why the Rasengan wouldn't be in the Scroll of Sealing, so I'll say it was. Even the Flying Raijin, how to use wood release if you have the chakra natures. Also a few fire type jutsus like the majestic flame destroyer flame, also the water dragon jutsu, the water prison jutsu, an easier way to learn it, but you need a lot of chakra for it. And also the water shockwave, the lightning, not the lightning stream, I'll say the lightning clone was actually a B rank move, because it's literally the shadow clone jutsu. Naruto never knew the shadow clone jutsu, and now he does. And now Naruto knows, has four chakra natures, chakra releases, which actually impressed Itachi to an extent that he actually got Naruto a gift, new clothes, new clothes. And they were black robes, just like his Akatsuki ones. Itachi, actually, I'll keep the same clothes. I'll keep the clothes the same. Allow it, please. I don't want to edit Naruto's clothes now. It's so long. So Naruto has the normal clothes, but the gift Itachi got him, gifted him, is Shisui's eye. Yes, Naruto got Shisui's eye implanted in him, and I'll say that Naruto can actually activate and deactivate it, because over this year Naruto has learned how to use the one-tailed and the two-tailed and the three-tailed state of cloak, and those actually can heal your wounds. Remember, Naruto got a Chidori shoved in his shoulder, which could have killed him out of blood loss, but Kurama actually healed it because of the one-tailed chakra cloak, yeah. And Naruto has all the way up to 3. So what Itachi actually did is, after seeing Naruto's healing ability, he actually just pulled Naruto's eye, which Naruto was actually confused, and then shoved the other one. And this was all in the Kurama chakra cloak mode. Naruto's didn't expect it, but then he actually saw, and Itachi's that you now have a Sharingan, Naruto. And Naruto's Sharingan actually went from Mangekyo to base to back to normal eye, and it should be a black eye, but it's a what if. It's my what if, and I want to make Naruto as cool and OP as possible. And I'll say that his eye actually turned blue, and Itachi's like, whoa, yo, the Nine-Tails are actually mad. Who says he's a demon? The Nine-Tails chakra just saved Naruto from being called a heterocranian or whatever. So Naruto actually has the Sharingan now, and he's 12, and it's around when and Itachi also, Itachi and Naruto did move. They're not all those they're not always in that one cottage. They actually sold it, and they moved somewhere closer to the village, the Leaf Village. They're actually really close. They're in the town where Tsunade was. And it's been 4 years. Itachi is now 17, I believe. Yes, Itachi died around 21. Wait, let me check. Yeah, so Itachi was 21, and if we think the gap was 2.5 years, and so 19, he would be 19. Oh nah. So it's been 4 years. Itachi killed the clan around 13. I'll say that right now he's 17, about to be 18, and this is before the gap, the 2 years gap. He's 18. He's about to be 19, and this is before the 2 years gap. So Itachi technically, legally, could be Naruto's son now. So Naruto, just saying, he's Jonin level. He's high tier Jonin level. I'm telling you right now. And also, Itachi and Naruto have been doing secret missions for the Leaf, and Naruto never had the Leaf headband, but what Itachi did is that he actually procured him one. Well, actually, nah. I'll say that Itachi once met up with the third Hokage while the third Hokage was away. I'll say maybe smoking, and Itachi actually got in because the leaf alarm doesn't go off for Leaf Shinobi. So Itachi actually asked the third Hokage, "Can I have a headband for Naruto?" And the third Hokage knows that Naruto's with Itachi in good hands. Itachi is actually Kage level already. Even the third Hokage, if he fought Itachi, either he would die or he would put up a good fight and lose. Well, no, put up a good fight and die. Beat him. There are only two ways: him drawing, or him dying. So there is no clear winner. But of course, Itachi's illness is going to get in the way and is going to give a win to a W to Itachi. But of course, the third Hokage doesn't know about this. And Naruto's every time Itachi's away, Naruto's always been researching in libraries in that little town they live in, that if there's any healer that can actually heal anything. And he found Tsunade, and he's like, yes, Itachi's next birthday is gonna gift is gonna be from me, right? The next birthday gift I get for Itachi is going to be Tsunade, someone who can heal his illness. And Naruto actually read into Tsunade's latest records and everything, and it's known that she's a really bad gambler. And Naruto's like, yes, easy way to get Tsunade's help: gamble. And yeah, Tsunade knows about Itachi being a rogue ninja. So one day Naruto asked Itachi if he can, just saying Naruto actually has the leaf headband, but of course Itachi did ask the third Hokage if Naruto can have a line through it, because he doesn't want to be recognized as one, and if any Leaf Shinobi actually see him, they will know that what happened, and that Naruto is part of the Leaf somehow. And the third Hokage is like, yeah, sure. And one day Naruto and Itachi actually came into the village disguised and as different ninjas, and Sasuke did see the two, and he didn't feel weird about them. But right now Sasuke is on his emo side, and he's like, I will avenge Naruto. And just saying, when Sasuke woke up, he never found Naruto's body, so he feels like he's alive, but he clearly saw Naruto's body, and when he woke up he didn't see his parents' body either, so he thinks that Itachi actually took the three bodies. And yeah, so, and just saying, Sasuke actually fainted after getting out of the Genjutsu. And they actually visited the third Hokage, and Naruto paid his respects to him. And the third Hokage is like, you've taught him well, didn't you, Itachi? And Itachi is like, yeah, but can I quickly go to the toilet? And Naruto, what he did is that he bought laxatives. Yes, Itachi had the tummy ache in the morning, and now he has it again, and he has to go to the toilet. Don't ask me why. This is the only way Naruto can do it. And Itachi went to the toilet, and Naruto was left in the Hokage's office. And the Hokage said, Naruto, how's your life been? And Naruto's like, good, but I have a question for you. Do you have any contacts with Lady Tsunade? And the third Hokage is like, yes, but why? And Naruto's like, well, you see, my father, Itachi, has an illness that has been torturing him for the past few years, and it's more of a respiratory illness which affects his chakra, and the more he uses it, the worse it gets. He's been on medications, but they haven't been working, and there is no breakthrough about his illness. We went to a doctor, but he said that he doesn't have many years left, And the third Hokage understands and is like, yeah, I will arrange a meeting with you three, and I will ask Tsunade, and I'll say that 2 months later, while this was after the, I'll say that 2 months later, uh, let's say that the academy was still going on, and I'll say that this is 3 months before the academy exam. I know I'm changing the script right now, but it is what it is because I just realized that the story is really wrong how I wrote it, and yes, I need to change it. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm sure you love it anyway because I'm loving making this wife, and I mean, it is a 40-minute plus video, so Naruto and Itachi come back 2 months later, and Itachi's birthday is like 2 days away, and he's like, Naruto, what's going on? And Naruto's like, I need to show you something. I've been planning this for nearly a year now, and yeah, so Naruto and Itachi meet up with the third Hokage, and the third Hokage takes them, and someone did ask them, and the third Hokage just said, far away relatives of mine, I want to show them around. And the third Hokage actually took them somewhere else, and Tsunade was there, and Naruto's like, and Itachi's like, wait, what's Lady Tsunade doing here? One of the legendary Sanin. And yeah, so Tsunade is like, old man, I told you I'll never come back to this village. Why did you call me? And the third Hokage is like, if you were being serious, why did you come in the first place? And Tsunade is like, do you want me to leave? And Jiraiya's like, are you sure you just don't you just came to visit me? You just wanted to see me one more time before I died, didn't you? And Tsunade is like, you don't even have 2 more days left, old man. And the third Hokage laughs it off, and Tsunade actually kind of smiles, and Shizune can see Tsunade's smile, and she's happy, and basically then Naruto speaks up and says, Lady Tsunade, I have a request for you. And Tsunade is like, may I know why do you have a request for me? And Naruto's like, please, bowing down, heal my father. And Tsunade was like, your father? Wait, the third Hokage, do you have another kid? I mean, Sensei, do you have another kid? And the third Hokage is like, no, it's this man right here. He's not Naruto's true kid, true father, but he is more of a father than anyone right now. And Tsunade is like, but why? And Naruto says, my father doesn't have long left. And Itachi then says, Naruto, it's fine. You don't even have to call me father. Just call me Itachi. And Tsunade widened her eyes, and she's like, Itachi Uchiha? And then a bit of argument went down, and then the third Hokage explained everything, and Tsunade was tearing up after hearing what really happened, which is that I'll obviously heal you after I heard this. And yeah, so Naruto really didn't have to make a bet, and yeah, so Itachi was fully healed, so he's fully in his prime right now, and Tsunade was like, I feel so much better of myself now. And then the third Hokage is like, hey Tsunade, you want to stay in the village? And Tsunade is like, never. And the third Hokage is like, how about we make a bet? And the third Hokage and Tsunade is like, do you really want to verse me, old man? Your luck is worse than mine. And the old and Surizen's like, yes, if that kid right there can actually put up a good fight against you, he's 12 years old, just saying, a good fight against you, you'll accept the offer and come back to the village, won't you? And the third Hokage was only doing this because he knows that Jiraiya, even if the third Hokage died, and before dying he asked Jiraiya to become the fifth Hokage, he would decline, and Tsunade is the only one left. If Orochimaru was there, he would nominate Orochimaru as the fifth, but after what happened, nah. And plus he left the village, so, and Orochimaru has a grudge against them. Heads, anyway. So Tsunade is like, yeah, sure, but I don't want to be seen. Are you sure this place is safe? And the third Hokage is that yes, I have put up a barrier around here, so no one can really feel your chakras. And Naruto's like, oh, so I can go all out, right? And Itachi is like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But remember, Naruto, you'll still, even if you go all out, you won't be able to beat the legendary son in Tsunade, yeah? And Naruto's like, yeah, alright, but I will show you. And just saying, Naruto has been training behind Itachi's back. Every time Itachi was asleep, Naruto actually went out of his way to train himself. And yes, he did learn the Rasengan by now. Also, he realized that the Rasengan has so much more potential than just being a ball, a rotating chakra, dense chakra ball in his hand. And he realizes that maybe he knows about chakra nature change and chakra transformation, and he realized that imagine this can be turned into shuriken like form, and it spins a lot, and he can throw it. So Naruto has learned the um, the wind Rasengan, not the flying, not the wind style Rasen Shuriken. There's a big difference, and also he has the flying Raijin, but he just hasn't mastered it. Even all these years after, he hasn't mastered it. It took him a while. Only like last year he started actually making progress in the training, and he can do it, but only like 5 times is his maximum, or he won't have enough chakra to actually continue a fight. So 5 times during a fight or before the fight or anything like that, and he only does it 3 times because sometimes he needs to get to the fight quickly and use it 3 times in a fight, and then if he has to escape, he keeps enough chakra for one last time, and he's trying to stop that. So no one knows about this, and Tsunade actually starts the fight by saying, "Come at me, kid, I'll beat you with one finger." And Naruto's like, "Pretty cocky, aren't you?" And actually throws a kunai and a kunai, and Tsunade's like, "What's that gonna do?" and dodges it. And then Naruto actually throws 2 shurikens, and Tsunade is like, "Do you really think that's gonna work on me?" And she, one shuriken was on her left, and she dodged it, and the other one was on the right, and she dodged that as well. And she's like, "You really think you can put up a good fight like that?" And then Naruto is like, "I wasn't really aiming for you, Lady Tsunade." And then the shuriken on the right actually bent to the left and hit the other one, and the other one started spinning backwards to Tsunade, and then she's it's like, "Lady Tsunade, watch out!" And Tsunade actually gets hit on the back of the shoulder, and she pulls out the shuriken, and she's like, "Pretty impressive, brat. You know how to use shuriken, but remember, I am a healer. I can heal little wounds like this." And Naruto's like, "Yeah, but you can't heal this, can you?" And Naruto teleports behind Tsunade, and Tsunade was stunned by this. Everyone was stunned, even just Itachi wasn't, because Itachi actually noticed. The third Hokage was kinda stunned. He did see a seal on the kunai and the shuriken, but he just thought that they might be just chakra sealing seals, but he didn't know it was the actual flying Raijin. And he's like, "Wait, what?" He out loud, and then Naruto actually kicked Tsunade, and Tsunade actually got blown back, but she wasn't on the floor. And Naruto actually tried to blitz her again, but Tsunade's reaction time was way faster than Naruto's, because Naruto didn't have his Sharingan activated. He doesn't want to use it yet, and she uppercuts Naruto, which actually sends him flying. And then she blitzes Naruto as well. I know she's not meant to be this fast, but it is compared to Naruto, she is. And she punches him in the gut while Naruto just barely stood up, and he got punched. The wind got punched out of his lungs, and Naruto was breathing heavily, and he's like, "Alright, that was hard, but I can't do anything else." And Tsunade actually tried to punch him one more time to end the fight, but then this is when Naruto's counter came in handy, and he actually used the flying Raijin again, and this time he was on top of Tsunade with the Rasengan ready and shoved it on her back, and Tsunade actually turned into a into a wooden log. And Naruto actually already knew that, so he threw a shuriken and a kunai at the same time, and the kunai actually hit the shuriken. Well, the Tsunade noticed that Naruto already threw a shuriken and a kunai to him, and the shuriken, the Tsunade was actually able to dodge the shuriken and then the kunai as well, but then the kunai actually hit the shuriken because Naruto added some spin to it, not like spinning kunai, like when he threw it, he actually added a bit of wind chakra, which actually made the wind explode on the right of the, not explode, like he left like it's like a ticking time bomb that Naruto learnt over training over these 4 years straight with chakra natures, and he realized that if he puts a large amount of chakra on the one side of a on one side of the weapon, in a few minutes or in a few seconds it can actually explode because the chakra is too much in that little spot, and increase the sharpness, the actual power of the slice or something. And it actually did that. I'm sure you can all imagine it. It's like having a little wind explosion which goes to the wind comes like, it's like, how can I explain this? So imagine a log falling, imagine a plane. A plane is going straight, but then on the side of it there's like 60 bombs, and the plane is flying straight and the bombs on the right exploded, so the plane would actually turn to the left and start flying to the left, something like that. So I'm sure you can all imagine that in your heads. I wouldn't say a plane, I'll say a bird. Imagine there was some kind of ticking time bomb that made the bomb explode into wind, and the bird will be pushed to the left, something like that, and the shuriken got hit, which actually turned and Tsunade is like, no you don't, and literally breaks the shuriken, and Naruto in that little time span got all actually recovered from what Tsunade did, and he actually punched Tsunade in the gut as well and says, this is payback. And Tsunade is like, oh you damn kid. And Tsunade's arms are much longer than Naruto, so Naruto, before she got blown back, she uppercutted Naruto at the same time, and Naruto went flying, and Naruto's body was actually shaking from the power of the uppercut. And Tsunade is like, if you try to fight one more time and I punch you and I get a direct hit on you one more time, you will die, kid. And Naruto's like, I understand, I give up, you won. And Jiraiya, I mean not Jiraiya, so Shizuno was really impressed by Naruto and started clapping to him. And the third Hokage is that you had a pretty good fight, Tsunade. If this kid had more experience and a few more years of training, he'd be able to beat you easily, wouldn't he? And Tsunade smiles and says, this kid, if he stayed in the village, he'd be Kage. If it were up to me, if you were a bit older, you would have become Hokage, kiddo. Train hard. And Naruto's like, have I put up a good fight then? And the Tsunade is like, you put up a hell of a good fight, not even a good one. You put up an amazing fight. I commend you for this. And basically Naruto looks at Itachi, and Itachi smiles with a little tear coming out of his eye, because Itachi was actually scared for Naruto, and Naruto's like, yeah, I guess it's a win, and actually faints. And then Tsunade actually heals him, and then he wakes up and his transformation is gone, and Tsunade realizes that this kid is really similar to the fourth Hokage. She did see the fourth Hokage, Minato, and she's like, hey, fourth Hokage, can I talk to you for a minute? And she's like, is that kid the fourth son? And Jiraiya, I mean, Hiruzen's like, I guess you've noticed. And then she's like, why is the kid out the village? And I felt a lot of chakra when I punched him in the gut. There must have been a seal on that kid's stomach. And then the Hokage is like, oh, he is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. And Tsunade's eyes widen, and she's like, why is he out the village? And she screams that, and Naruto's like, oh, she must have found out that was the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tails from that punch to the stomach. And Shizuna's like, wait, what? But you're not in the village. Why? And then Hiruzen explains that Itachi actually took him away because he knows about this organization that will try to capture Naruto in the future, and Itachi actually got a hold of Jiraiya and told Jiraiya, and yes, Jiraiya and Itachi are planning on a way to stop the Akatsuki, and a way to actually find a loophole to get into the Akatsuki's insides and annihilate them. That sounded kind of wrong. So this is right before the graduation exam, and this is where I'm going to end it. It was 55 minutes. I'm sure you all going to love it. If this video does not do good, I'm going to go into a depression state, guys. How about this? If this video can get 16 likes, if you can get 16 likes, I'll upload twice again tomorrow. This is just a one time thing. 16 likes and I'll upload tomorrow again, twice. Like, if you can't get 16 likes in by the end of today, which is at 12 AM in 3 hours, hey bro, I'm sorry guys, like, I'm not uploading tomorrow. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. This was the King of Weebs here. Please subscribe to Retreat, Miniman123, Princess Boggle. I'll shout her out. She's my cousin. You can go to the community tab. If you scroll down, there should be a link to her channel. Please, let's get her to a lot of subs. And also, like, share, and subscribe. Join my Discord server. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please take care, stay safe, and also don't go out. You don't know what could happen. This was the King of Weebs here again, and peace.